Welcome back. All right, do you love a bargain, but you don't know how to ask for one? You know, when it comes to things like from a Honda to a hotel room or from cable to a condo, cable's tough to do. You can almost always get a better deal with a little haggling, and being prepared means big savings, right? So in today's Money Monday, Clint Arthur is here. He's a best-selling author of What They Teach You at the Wharton Business School, and his latest book, Speaking Game, 7-Figure Speaker Secrets Revealed. It's like a tongue twister. He's here to break down the do's and the don'ts when it comes to negotiating. So pay attention. You know what? Why don't we start with the don'ts, okay? Because this is the big one here. So you say don't give a number up front.
Don't be the first one to give the number. The person who gives the number first is the loser.
Don't be a loser, basically. So
Why
you
is
just
that?
wait for them.
Why is that? It's not about waiting. It's about getting them to say the number first. You have to get them to say the number first, because everybody knows this, and everybody's trying not to be the first one. If they say, we're going to give you $100, and you say, well, I was really thinking more like 120. Whoever gives that first number sets the price where you're going to start the negotiation, and it could be a lot higher than what you want or a lot lower than what you want. Now, this also works with your kids. I was talking about this with my Uber driver the other day, and he was saying, I use a lot of this stuff when I'm negotiating with my kids about when they could go to the movies.
Where were you?
I was in Phoenix, Arizona.
Okay, I just wondered.
Warming up here, and he was like a cowboy Uber driver. He said, I use this. If they want to go out for 3 hours, I give them 2 hours. If they want to stay out till 11, I tell them 10.
I like that. See, you can apply that
this
in
stuff
many
works
cases.
for moms, for dads, for co-workers, for bosses, spouses. Anywhere you want, even between the sheets.
Okay, then we're going to move on. Next, you say don't negotiate price.
Especially if you're negotiating with a person about how much they're going to get paid. So let's say you're a $20 an hour person.
Yeah.
And the guy you're negotiating against, he says,
What?
I only want to give you 17.
Tony's going to have a heart attack right now. He just ripped a 20.
This isn't going to work so good for you anymore, is it, Aroxia?
This isn't real, is it?
Oh, it's real, all right, but it doesn't work, and neither will the person you're negotiating with if you try to cut their hourly price.
Whose 20 was this? Did
This
you
was
borrow
mine.
this? Oh, wow.
Well, it belongs to the federal government, actually, but, you know, it's in my pocket.
Listen, there's this survey out that says 63% of women are really uncomfortable when it comes to this stuff. But you're saying don't be afraid to ask the big question.
You don't ask, you don't
get.
Ask and ye shall
Receive.
Okay.
Technically.
A lot of times my wife thinks that I can read her mind, and as much as I know her and love her and feel connected to her on a soul level all the time, I can't always read her mind, and I say, hey, tell me what you want, and I'll be happy to give it to you.
Right.
And that's what women especially need to learn how to do, is ask for what you want.
I mean, what can go wrong? They can say no, but at least you asked, right? That's what you got to tell yourself all the time. Okay, your final don't is don't rush to be compensated.
This is a really important thing, because when people are investing their time in something, that's a commodity. Time is the most precious commodity we have. And if you can get a person to stay in the negotiation for a long time, that will motivate them to want to conclude the negotiation and make that deal.
Okay, so we covered the don'ts. Now we're going to move on to all the things you should be doing, right? So you should be doing the right way. Here it is. The first one, know your key deal points. What does that mean?
You got to know what you want. You got to really know what you want. So let's say, for example, you want $5,000 extra this year, and they come back to you and they say, no, we're only going to give you $2,500. Well, there's some other key things that you could get that are really important to you that may not be important to the other person. So, for example, oh, you only want to give me $2,500? How about a shoe allowance? How about a hairstylist allowance? How about an eye makeup allowance?
Clothing.
That would be very good. Clothing. Amen.
Do you know how hard it is to get dressed in the morning?
Hey,
listen.
To look that good?
Nice, nice. My husband always complains about, I have too many clothes, stop shopping, but it's part of the job. But most of the time you don't get compensated for that.
A costume allowance for you is very key.
Right.
Key thing.
Key.
Now that takes us to the other part, which is you got to know your throwaway deal points. Sometimes some of the points you have, you're willing to throw them away because they don't matter to you. So, for example, to you, the Manolos are super important, but to me, the shoe allowance is not that important to
Right,
me.
right.
Or the car allowance. I like Uber.
So the key is you have to be prepared. And this is the most important thing. You have to be willing to walk away.
You got one mouth, but how many feet do you got? You got 2 feet. And you got to be willing to use those feet, because that's your most powerful leverage in negotiation is your feet. Be willing to stand up and say, you know what? This ain't working for me, and
Clint,
I'm out of here.
This is working for me, but we got to walk away from this one. Thank you so much. So good to see you. Nice to meet you. For more negotiation tips, head to our website, foxla.com. Thanks again. Tony, are you okay?